Hello and welcome to American Truck Simulator with me, Kevin Sawyer. Hope you guys are all well and enjoying your day. And you may be sitting there looking at the screen right now thinking, oh, back in the 521 are we? Yes, but it's not the original 521. It's the new and improved 521, the version 2 of this by Eagle. I'm going to showcase it for you guys today. So it's going to be a bit of rinse and repeat for some of you guys. Some of you guys just coming in for the first time I'm seeing this. And I'm going to cover what the good, the bad, the ugly with this mod. Eagle has said he's going to work on it and get it to fix all the problems I pointed out, and I'll go over those problems which I've picked up on. But you may also notice I've managed to get into modding. Yes, I've managed to mod a skin onto this. It took a lot of head scratching to do it, but I managed to actually do what I wanted to do, which was put my logo on the side of the truck. I might now know what I need to do. I might play about a bit more of it, but for the time being, I'm just going to leave it at that and see how it works out. But anyway, let's go into the shop. And again, guys, I'll put the links in the description down below, and so you can go and look for yourself. It is a paid mod. I believe it's €20 for the base model, and then €25 for the data upgrades, updates, etc, etc, etc. But anyway, I'm going to go into the workshop and show you what the customizational aspects are. Right, so first of all, he is aware about this. He's going to fix this at some point, but all the text is here, and he's going to change them out to make them a bit more better. But anyway, first of all, what have we got? So we've got the day cab with sleeper, well, with air cleaner, I should say, on the select next one, and then it just swaps out the air cleaner to the other side. Next one is the original Kenworth, which is with the single lights on it, and then the new grade Kenworth, the twin lights, twin air cleaners, twin lights with sleeper and one air cleaner, twin lights with air cleaner on the other side, original with sleeper. Now this is something which I've pointed out to him straight away. In the description it says sleeper cab with twin air cleaner. It should have the sleeper cab on here, and I have played about with the chassis lengths as well to see if it was causing the problem. But it wasn't, but he's aware of that and he says he's going to fix it. But for the moment it's just no cab is actually there, or no sleeper cab anyway. Next, so I'm going to go back to my one that I've already selected. I'm not going to actually purchase all this. I'm going to show you guys what the differences are. Now, this is a chassis type, so you can have a very short. Be careful if you're using a very short on a reefer trailer. It's going to and you've got the sleeper on the back. It's going to have problems, so bear that in mind. Next one. Next one. Next one. Which again, the wheels are the default wheels, but you can change them out. Next one. Next one. As you see, the tanks now are in. Next one. Next one. Next one. And that's as long as she goes. This is quite a long old thing, but anyway, engines are the same as before, all from Creech Bomb, and engine sounds are the same. Gearboxes again, same situation as before. Nothing new there. Again, in cab here, you've got all that. It's just a standard one cab design at the moment. I don't know if Igor is working on different cab layouts, but For the time being, it's just one cab selection. Obviously, paint jobs, ignore this. This is my model I made, but the standard you get is you get custom colour or custom metallic colour. Again, all the colours do work. You can change them about, and it all does have makes difference to the general colour of the paint scheme. As you can see, we'll make it lighter, darker, whatever. Accessories, right? Okay. Again, let's go into standard bumper. Nothing new there. Well, he's got new style bumper on it, but you can't change that at the moment. Now, this is another thing I've noticed. If you go to the grill and then select chrome grill, there's no difference. None whatsoever. He's already aware of that, like I say, and he said he's going to work on that. Now, this is something else new which I've just recently discovered as well. If you see it says chrome, he's labelled it. So if we look at if you have select paint, the chrome option comes up, but if you select chrome, the paint option comes up, so it's the reverse way around. Again, I've just noticed that today. I didn't point that out to him, but I'm hoping if he's watching the video he can work on that one as well. What else we got? If we go up to this one, okay, logo's old and logo's new, so you can have the new Kenworth logo or the old style. I'm going to stick with the old style. What's this one? This is fuel tank. Oh right, okay. So yeah, skip the step here. Okay, this is like you can choose to have this or not. This is like a uni-glass hood bit on the wing here. You can have that on, or you can have it off. Again, it's up to you, personal preference. I prefer it without. You can have a big or a small air cleaner. Obviously, you can put your number plates on as well. Up here, you can put lights, horns on, and here you can put lights on to however you like. On the back set of these is another set of horns. You can have them laid out however you like. Only one type of mirror at the moment. What else? Now I'll show you here on this side. You've got different types of. You can change the stack. Well, you can change the pipe to the stack. You can have unique setups and all. One doesn't actually show up, which is this one. I've pointed that out to Igor. He's aware of that. He's just going to fix that when he can. But you've got a fair different options list there. And then if you select this one, you've got 3 different types of well, baffle as I call them, stacks. I think they're known as well. But that top one, the middle one, which I think isn't chrome, it's like a, and that one as well. And you can have it either side or whatever you want. Again, personal preference, up to you. Wheels, again, you can change to in-game or stick with what Igor's provided with you, but again it can change the ride height, so bear that in mind. Don't see any customization on the back here. No, nothing on the back of that. Inside, the only one option you've got is obviously the GPS or not GPS, but leave. No. Oops. Yeah, I want to cancel. Upgrade, actually. Just quickly check, make sure I've got my GPS sitting in there. No, I didn't. I'll just throw that in while I've got a minute. Confirm. But it took me a long time to figure out what I was doing wrong. Once I figured out what I was doing wrong, I can now, I may even see if I can play about the in-game stock Kenworth or any of them really. But now it's all I need is the template for the truck, and then I still couldn't figure out what I was doing on the Volvo, what I was doing wrong on that. Right, I'm going to quickly rest up so it's lighter, and then we'll go on and find a job. I know we're in Tucson, but we might just park out here and rest. Turn the engine off. Right, cool. Next morning, let's go and find a nice quick job to do. Also discovered another mod which I haven't done. I'll see if there's an update for it first before using it. If there isn't, then I'll use it. If there is, then I'll do a showcase. It just completely skipped my mind with everything else going on. Right, let's try and find a relatively easy but short run. So I'm going to go for that one. That should be doable. Right, fire up. Ah, that's another thing I've also noticed. Listen. I don't know if that's my realistic sounds mod causing that to do that, or whether it's a bug in the mod. Again, I pointed it out to Igor. Again, I point these again out to Igor. As you can see, the air pressure gauge isn't working. He said he's going to work on that. He's moved the fuel gauge, so it's now up on the top there. Looking around, if I can get my track car's going a bit derpy. Come on, track car, I'll reset. Reset it. That's better. Right. If I do that, you can see that gauge just there. Just about see that gauge there behind the wheel. That one's not working either. I see it moving slightly, but I don't know if that it could be potentially. I guess that might be oil pressure, or it could be. No, that's the oil pressure there. That works fine. Well, no, it's a vacuum. That's a vacuum. That's oil temperature there. That's RPM, miles per hour. There's another temperature gauge there. Sorry, my tracker has been a bit derpy. I don't actually know what that is. Is that the applied pressure? It might be the applied pressure gauge. Perhaps. Igor will have to correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, that doesn't seem to be moving either. But that aside, you know, I still love this thing, and you know, my hat goes off to Igor for doing this. And he has said to me he's going to work on it, so he knows I like doing my air pressure tests. And it annoys some of you guys. I do enjoy doing those because it's, you know, it gives you a bit more sense of immersion. The train coming, and we have to cross that trap. As long as we don't get a massive load of. Oh, really? Seriously? And I've dented my truck already. Well, that's new. The barrier isn't actually going off, but instead it remains up. Okay. Can we go now? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to stick, although I've got the options for a sleeper, on this. And by the way, it's not like the previous version where the sleeper didn't have the window. The sleeper is a proper genuine sleeper now, so you can actually see that. I think I'm going the right way. Yeah, this looks like the right way to me. It's the truck stop modifications or whatever. Our stops around here. Yeah, so I just like first tried what I wanted to do. I sort of like watched this a couple of different tutorials. I watched Mr. Moose's tutorial, how to mod a skin, watched some other person's modding tutorial, and they have different ways of doing it. And it's just like, okay, what's the best way of doing it? So I went with one way, and then I initially did it, and then all my logos weren't nowhere near where they're supposed to be, like they weren't on a door. And then I was like, what am I doing wrong? You know. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna, because it's a shorter trailer. I'm gonna go for a short trailer. Shorter chassis, sorry, so shorter chassis, I'm going for a shorter trailer. Right, where is this job? It's around the back, I think. And I was like, oh, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong with this? And I was just like, And I was like, right, okay, the colours worked. Because I actually went and found Old English White. This is old, well, I guess this might be the game's rendition of it, or whatever. I used paint.net to do my editing on it. I know there's many other better ones, but I didn't really want to pay for an editor. Well, a paint editor. Sorry, my track IR has been really dirty today. I think it's because of the light, it's pouring in. That's the reason why I haven't. I might have to just do that a bit and reset it again. That might be a bit better. Move my little prongs on the side of my headset over. And she's in. Right, let's hook her up. I may even put the logo on the back of the sleeper. I may do. I don't know. I think that might go a bit OTT though, putting it on the back of the sleeper, because you're never really going to see the back of the sleeper unless you're driving the rig. So I think that, you know, I might, you know, start putting other bits and bobs on there. I don't know. Now I've got that option. Now I know what I'm doing, well, roughly. I've got several things I can think about doing over the next couple of weeks or months or whatever. Still waiting for more parts of parking brake engage. Right, it's still brake test. So right, main brakes are all applied and working. Release the main brakes. Let's put the trailer brake on. Good and working. Right. Move my pedals. Right. I went for a slightly different engine in this. I think this is the Detroit engine I've put in this. I think DD engine. Just for a bit of a different sound. I do like the old one. The other one I had, because it had a nice kind of burble to it, but I figured just to give it a bit of a change. Which way? We need to go left, don't we? So what I did is I was like, right, okay, what's the worst that can happen? I deselected some of the options for boat on the skin setup to keep the same as default and stuff like that. Tried it, and it's like, oh, it works! Wow, yes! I was just like, I was jumping up and down, just like, yes! We're speeding. Nothing new there, Kev. Yeah, this has got a bit of a... I like the Jake on this as well. It's alright. It's not overly aggressive. .25 along here, so keep it at 28. Just within tolerance. It's slightly in the red. I haven't got my Sim Dash up or ETS up, so I thought I'd give it a rest for the day. Let's give you guys a vanilla gameplay for a change. Oh, he fell into speed. Yes, so I'm still waiting. What parts am I still waiting for on the button box build? The key switch and the caps. And once that's arrived, I'll start building. I should really start planning, really. Come on, I'll go up the hill you go. I've got to adjust those mirrors as well. He hasn't done a bad job of putting them in place, and it's just that bottom one needs a bit of adjustment on that side. I need to change up. And then get into the other lane as well. Is he going to let me out? No, that was close. But I had an idea with the button box, a risky idea, and I don't know how feasible it is. I've briefly looked, but without knowing what is and what isn't in the ETS telemetry, it's difficult to ascertain if it's a feasible thing to do. Basically, I might even email SCS. ES, sorry, software. I keep saying SCS, SCS. Go a bit faster. Go into the 8 low, flick it to 8 high. Wind up a little bit more. Keep it about there. That should do it. Yeah, I might even email SCS. I keep saying SCS. SES. You know who I mean. But see if I can get, you know, a good understanding of what the telemetry is doing. Now, you guys might be going, well, what do you need with that? Well, now here's the thing. Here's the brainwave I had. Now, how cool would it be if I could get the push button caps? Now, for you guys that have been looking at my pictures on Facebook, you know exactly what I mean. I've got a set of real trailer brake and parking brake caps from the States that cost me more in postage than the products did themselves, believe it or not. But hey ho, there's that's the thing. Now, and I'm going to integrate, as some of you guys know, I'm going to integrate them onto a set of push-pull switches that are really meant for a guitar, but because the way that you can wire them up, you can wire it up as more or less like a double pole signal throw switch. So that's the best way I configured it, or the cheapest way of doing it. And I didn't want to gamble spending like 11 quid on the cheapest I could find, a Lucas push-pull switch for a car. And I was like, yeah, I don't really want to gamble wasting that money on that, only to find out that doesn't work. So that was the closest thing I could think of to get it to work. But anyway, going back to the subject at hand, basically with using Arduino, what I wanted to do is basically get a few servos in the box, or at least 2 servos in the box. So I'll go there. And get Arduino to sort of analyse the data, if I could, that's coming off of ETS, i.e. air pressure. Now, because again, I'm going to bore some of you guys with science, and some of you guys know this already, and some of you guys will be intrigued and know want to know. So again, sorry to those that know already, and but basically in the States and over here as well partially, when you go, because all trucks have got air pressure, unlike cars, they have fluid pressure. They use brake fluid, where trucks use compressed air in a sense. I won't go into nitty-gritty details on how it works, because most of you guys probably know, some of you guys won't, but just to minimise boring you all with science. And so, as a safety measure, most of the trucks in the States and in the UK have like a cutout into them. Am I supposed to be going on straight? I hope so. Oh, don't know. Oh, I think I'm going to be going down here. Yeah, I've just spotted that last minute. I've got to adjust my GPS as well. Okay. Turn them on while I'm at it. Damage the rig a bit more. That's better. More repairs. It's like, oh, that's free when I already had it high. That's the only problem when we do that. I don't know why that does that. It deselects everything. It forgets what gear you're originally in, settings you're in. Anyhow, going back to what I was saying. Right, so when you apply the pressure, if you haven't got, basically the trucks have their own what's known as a compressor, and a governor switch, which then cuts in. And when it gets to a certain pressure, I think for Kenworth, I think it's 125 psi, but don't quote me on that, it's been a while. Basically what happens is it cuts out. Now there's a reverse situation, and going back to the safety thing. Now if the engine isn't on, or there's a problem with the air compressor unit, and you're pressing on the brake, pressing on the brake, pressing on the brake, it depletes the air out of the system over time. You may even have an additional air loss in your system, i.e. a cracked pipe or something along those lines. Anyway, so obviously as the pressure goes down, you get to a certain point, and then an award, as most of you guys know, an alarm comes on, and that's telling you that the system is low on air. You need to sort of like either check it or let it build up a little bit. Now if it drops down further than to a certain point, I forget what the PSI setting is, and I'll have to look, but if it gets to a certain point, it then activates both the brakes, both the trailer brake and the parking brake as a safety measure, and it will not let you drive off. It won't let you drive off at all. You'll be stuck there, and and as you guys have seen, it sits there and goes air pressure low, cannot drive. If you've got the air pressure simulation set on, you'll know what I mean. But anyway, so what I wanted to do, here's the thing, use an Arduino. If it can read that part of the telemetry, if it's present as part of the telemetry of air pressure, once it gets to that certain low marker, it'll then activate the servos and push the buttons out like it would in real life. So then basically, because if I do that with just the standard button box without the servos, I think we need to come off at this next junction. We do slow up a bit. For a hill start, I think. Put it to low. Ooh. They just got a way of doing that as well. Better to be safe than sorry, isn't it? Just for my driving. But anyway, as I was saying, yeah, so once it gets to the low point, then I'm just going to miss those 2 steps, then pretty much the buttons kick out, like I said. Now if I can get it so it recognises that point of time in the game, it'll kick the buttons out. Now the reason why that would be beneficial is, like I was saying, and I briefly touched on it before I got distracted, it'll kick the buttons out, so then the game, it's always going to be in proper synchronisation with the game. Because I realised something went through my mind, and I realised the problem with just without that setup, it's going to pull the handbrakes out, or it's going to pull the handbrake, well, how I said, parking brake and the trailer brake out on the, or apply them on the game, but it's not going to apply them on the box. So I'm going to have to manually pull them back out and push them back in. Now that's not such a problem. You know, it's just something which, you know, I'm going to see if it's feasible to do. If it's not, then we're just going to have to, even if I do go into the whole Kickstarter plan, you know. Oh, there's a combine. Going somewhere. Where's his mate in the header? He might be coming up soon, you never know. Yeah, so if it's, like I say, if it's feasible to do that, I will do it. You know me, guys. Once I come up with an idea, I'll do what I can to get it to work. If I physically can't get it to work, then I either hate myself a bit more and think I'm just an idiot, or to say, well, the technology is just not there and not available yet for me to do it. But how cool would that be? How immersive would that be? If I could get it to work, then that. I hate just blowing my own trumpet here. Me, guys, I'm not that kind of guy. This guy's going slow as sin as well. Oops. Come on, mister. Oh, it's the tractor. That's why I was going slow. He's a tractor, so I'm going to figure out a way of getting past him. I wonder why he's going so slow. Stop! That's the only problem. Oops. Sorry, mate. Sorry. My bad. Gonna need to refix this now, aren't I? Oh well, thanks, mate. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna use you as a dummy then, mind you. Never. It's probably a bad move straight off the bat. If he's going, I'm going. Sorry, mate. Come on, mate. Okay, I'm going to overtake you as well, since you've slowed down to a crawl. Go with your gut instincts, Kev. Just don't second guess yourself. But that's the only reason I decided to go down that road. Well, that's what that's the only. Well, saying that, it's just a case of most people. I can suspect most people learn to live with that. And people just go, well, yeah, it's going to do that, so you're going to have to just pull out the gauges and then reset it or whatever. But I figured, why not go the next step and see how feasible it is to get it to interact with that specific thing. Would mean more cost though. Means having to buy an Arduino setup. My brother, I've been talking to my brother about it, and he's like, yeah, well, you're going to need a USB connection to gather the game data. Can you hear it? I can't see it. Probably behind us. Good time to take a picture, actually. Let's take a picture. Photo mode. Yeah, I think that's it behind us. What's the white blur? I think that's what's chasing behind us. Let's. Could be that, might not be that. Can I field of view? Oh, there we go. want to do a bit of an extreme close up on it, get my logo in it as best as I can. It looks nice though, don't you think? That's definitely going up on the wall of fame. But anyway. Definitely hear it, can't see it. It's behind us somewhere. It's not, well it might be. No, it won't be chasing me, otherwise it pulled me over by now. Good for fuel, well, just over half the tank, so don't need fuel. Might get stopped for the way station. I had this the other day. Come on, mister. Put your foot down. We need to overtake these lot as well, you know, not just you. Oh, is this up in front? Seems to be getting louder. No, it's gone quiet again. So it's behind us, I'd say. Speeding, yeah. Real plod got me that time. Didn't realise. Gone down 65. Leave it in that gear for now, just till we get past that truck, then I can shift down. I might cut him up and try and give him as much space as I can. If I just indicate now, he knows that I want to turn. Whether he'll let me in or not, it's another matter. I think there's enough space there now, so we'll slowly merge in. Indicator off. Yeah, that was yet another brainwave that came to me at night with the button box build. I was just like, hang on a minute. And that was, it didn't come up as an idea, it came as a problem first of all. I was just thinking, hang on, there's a problem here. What if I deplete the brakes? And it kicks the brake on. Then I'm going to have to sort of reset my button box to change it. So I'd have to pull up and push back down on them or whatever, just to activate the button. But sure, I could just use the default keys to do it. That's another option. And I figured, well, hang on a minute. There must be a way electronically I can replicate that. It'd be a bit difficult because with the servos, is this guy do a brake check on me? I think he is. I'm going to start slowing up now, I think. Lost my speed now though. Pull back in that lane then. Stay on this lane, we're alright. Now, yeah, so I was just like, well, yeah, there must be a way of doing it electronically. As I say, the only problem is it's going to make it very complicated, because not just the servos, I'm going to have to put some sort of rod in from the servo that goes up alongside the switch body and then under the cap somehow. I didn't go into that. Dude up. Sorry, mate. You're taking too long. I need to stop as well. Otherwise it's going to all end in disaster. Oops. Can't find them, grind them. Turn the old Jake off as well. But the old rotary encoders turned up. Oh, wow, they're small. They're really small. Quite delicate looking things as well. No, my clumsy old hands. Glad I got more than I needed. I might end up breaking a couple. But now is the fundamental time. I've got to actually pull my thumb out and actually start drawing up plans of which sort of like one I want to do or how I want to set out the button box. Oh, I skipped that a bit. That was a big step and a half, Kev. Went from 50. That's a good shot as well. I'll try and capture that as well if I can. If I can turn that off. And there we go. That's another cool shot. The old logo sitting on the side there. Oh, it's quite an achievement that. I was so chuffed when I did that. I was like, yes, finally! I've actually made a mod! Now I've just got to figure out how to do it on the windows. I don't know if it's the same principle, you just put them in. But with the template, there's no... I don't know what the windows are. Whether they are the windows or not windows, or the side panels would be easy because they're just a clear window, but I don't know if that then interpretates to an actual window or not or whatever. Better bring the old sat nav back up. No, come on. Come on, dude, let me out. You're either going to take over or not take over. In the past it's been like, oh, I tried to do that mod, but I couldn't do it, and it was just like that Volvo one was the prime example. It was just like, oh, okay. Put it on there. How much more have we got left? Not that much more left. I'm sorry if it's dragged over the usual half hour as well, guys, again. These runs, there's one problem with this particular map. Everything's quite a long haul. And for those guys that actually have this mod and have yet to buy the upgraded version or whatever, or yet to install it, I would suggest taking the original one out, because I had the original one in and there was like problems straight off the bat, so I had to take the original one out. I guess it was just the files so similar, so one was clashing with the other. space engineers. Well, right. I've been... Oh, I'm losing balance. I suppose I've got that shorter chassis on, it's a bit unstable. Right, on space engineers. That's a vein of contention, that is, at the moment for me. Right, the big ship that I'm building, as you guys know, is a nightmare. Right, I've more or less done it. It's more or less, all I need to do is like finish off building the one of the warp drives. Stop. What else do I need to do? Just pretty much button it up. But I got to a point where it was more or less together. Saved it, tried to fly it, and it will not fly. Well, it flies. I can't get it to leave the atmosphere though. So again, it's going to be a case that I'm going to have to go stupidly overboard with the thrusters. What I might have to do is I've already changed out one set of thrusters on the back to hydrogen thrusters. Might as well slow down a bit, just leave it back in lower gear. But it's been annoying me so much. It's like, oh, well, you know, I've spent all this time doing this, and the thing just doesn't want to leave the orbit. And I think that's when my sort of mindset went. I don't think big ships are meant to go into planets, not with gravity anyway. Planets without gravity is fine. Planets with gravity or oxygen, you've got problems because the iron thrusters don't seem to work, which is stupid. Because if the iron thrusters actually worked on planet, then it wouldn't be a problem. You could quite easily get off and off the planet. But I know they changed it recently to make it more realistic. So I don't think you can. You're meant to do that. Wrong lane. Stop. Oh, it's green. I don't have to stop. Why am I stopping? It's because that guy stopped. Speeding again. Probably done for speeding. Must be off for a slip road, I guess. So I'm going to go down on this one here because I've got a funny feeling I'm going to need to get off on this at some point. Or is it just across the road? No, it looks like it's just across the road. It's like, oh my god. Worst Driver of the Year award goes to me, Kevin Sawyer. Wrong gear, Kev. Right again. Right. Creeping forward a bit. Brake off. Take it out again, might as well. Yeah, so the only thing I figured maybe if I just use some large thrusters on the, what is it, fire truck? Use some larger thrusters on the bottom of it, and then once I get it up to space, just grind them off, and that's the last time it's ever going to see a planet ever again. Just keep it as a pure space thing. It's a pure spaceship. because if it's going to be that hard to get on and off the planets each and every time, it's just then I'm going to have to build it even bigger to accommodate the new big bits, and then because you're building it bigger, it makes it heavier. The heavier it is means you need more thrusters to get it to lift. And then so you need to make it even bigger, and it just becomes a never-ending vicious cycle. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't want to make this thing like the size of the moon just to get it to launch. I don't know if I'm going to have enough of a turning circle here. Should do. Yeah, just. But news, again I've diversed a bit. There is other, I saw the developer blogs, SES developer blogs, and they're going to be integrating double trailers on this soon, so that looks pretty cool. It's going to be a DLC, I think it's going to be a paid DLC and all, but that'd be cool. Probably be a nightmare to park. It's going to be double pivot. Spin her around now, she's more or less straight to where I want her. Park it up. Brake on. Take it out of gear. Engine off. T and see what damage is. Satisfactory, because the damage is low, let's suspect. Yep, considerably. Oh, almost got leveled up to level 40. But anyway, sorry if it went on a bit. Oh wow, 11%. We've definitely got to fix this thing. But sorry it went on a bit longer than it normal, and guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. If you did, again, feel free to like, and if you know anyone else that may also enjoy watching the episode, guys, please feel free to share. It helps me out a lot. And if you're new to my channel to see future episodes of this or anything else that I'm working on, please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. TTFN.